folks, and a very warm welcome as usual back to What's for Tea and our meals of the week for this week. And I do hope that I find you very well indeed, and you're managing to stay warm because it's absolutely freezing here. It's been snowing and everything, but I quite like the snow, but I don't like the cold that comes with it. So thanks for popping over, and as usual, we'll start all the way back on Monday through till today, which is Sunday. And if I've done a video recipe on any of the dinners that you see here, I will always leave them linked in the description box underneath this video, and you can just go straight to it and watch it if you like. So on Monday we had a beef curry. I feel as though I haven't made a beef curry in the longest time. I do a lot of chicken curries, but this is a Chinese takeaway style beef curry, and I use my basmati rice, and I will show you in a wee second how I'm making this because I've had loads of folk asking, but it's really easy. And that's that beef curry there. So it's the beef strips and the Chinese curry sauce, and I add peas and also onions to my curry, and the peas horrify so many people, but I think it adds a nice wee texture in there, a nice wee hidden surprise. So I like to add my peas, especially to a Chinese style, takeaway style curry. So this was my rice here, and I've been making more of my own rice from scratch, and it's always perfect. I use the absorption method, and I'll pop up on the screen in a wee second exactly how I do it and how many people. So this is grams and cups depending on where you are. You basically make sure your rice is well washed to get rid of all the starch, pop it into the pan with the cold water, and just give it a stir, leave the lid on, cook it for 8 minutes, leave it sitting for 5 minutes with the heat off, and it'll be perfect. So yeah, there you are. So on Tuesday we had sausage plait, and I do have a video recipe for this one on the way, and it's basically just a big sausage roll, and you can add all sorts of things into this, but I kept it really simple with some parsley, salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder. So we had some creamy mashed potato on the side, of course. That's a couple of slices of that sausage plait, and we've got to have baked beans with this kind of thing. Honestly, it just works so well, and I know especially my subscribers in America, when you see baked beans and mashed potato, you think, what on earth? But honestly, give it a go. It just goes so well together. So this was the sausage plait here. Like I said, it is just a big sausage roll, but it's really good, especially at this time of year. If you're having a Christmas gathering or a New Year gathering, slice this up and leave it on the side with some chutney or pickles, or it's just a nice thing to make. And then moving on to Wednesday, we had a beef stew. Again, I don't think I've made a beef stew in a wee while either, so I made a beef stew, and yet more peas. I am trying to use up some frozen peas that I've got in the freezer. I've got a few bags of them now, and I just can't seem to get through them. So the peas are going into absolutely everything at the moment. So we had some baby new potatoes on the side. I just steamed these ones. I didn't add butter or anything. So that's the baby potatoes. I steamed some cauliflower. Well, that's that beef stew. So it's just beef and a lovely rich gravy. There's onions in there which have disappeared, and the garden peas, and I made up a sauce for the top. So this is just a very creamy cheese sauce, and it just goes wonderfully with the cauliflower and also the wee potatoes. But I try and keep it away from the gravy because I don't want too much of a mix going on. And then I simply put some black pepper on the top, and this was just a lovely warming meal for an absolutely freezing night. It's been so cold. And then moving on to Thursday, we had macaroni Alfredo, just for a wee change from my usual macaroni cheese. So this is the longer, skinnier macaroni from Aldi. I found a bag of this in the back of the cupboard, so I used this one instead. I've had it for such a long time, but it was fine. So instead of my usual cheese sauce, I made up an Alfredo sauce. So it's just parmesan and cream and cheese and garlic, and it's lovely. I do have a video recipe for an Alfredo pasta that I done ages ago. I will leave linked in the description box underneath. And there's panko breadcrumbs and some extra cheese in the top, just to make it go a wee bit crunchy, just for extra texture, with some garlic bread on the side. And then moving on to Friday, we had mince pie or mince round, depending on what you like to call it. This was from my local butcher, and these pies are just wonderful. But I have done a video recipe for the mince round. I do my own from time to time, and I will leave that linked in the description box underneath as well, just in case you want to go and make one for yourself and you can't get them where you are. They are really tasty. So that's the mince round or the mince pie, some skinny fries on the side, and again with the baked beans. We would have baked beans with everything if we could, but it just goes so well with things that have got pastry in them, I found in particular. And the chips, just for a wee change from the mashed potato that I would normally make. And then moving on to yesterday, we had simple jacket potatoes. Jacket potatoes aren't something I would typically make for a dinner, especially in such cold weather, but we just really fancied the jacket potatoes, and I had lots of jacket potatoes in the freezer that I had to use up. I used the McCain jacket potatoes most of the time. Sometimes I do my own, but for speed, these things are just wonderful, and they always turn out lovely and fluffy. So we had a wee side salad of lettuce, peppers, tomato, there's beetroot in there, croutons, and I also put some cheese and balsamic glaze as well. That's the jacket potatoes with tuna, mayo, sweet corn and garlic with a wee bit of parsley on the top, and that's the cheese and the balsamic glaze going on. And this was just a lovely combination of flavours. There's so much going on, but it was lovely and light and fresh, and just something a wee bit different from our usual stews and sort of meaty based dishes. Yeah, it's just lovely. And then moving on to today, we had fish, not a roast in sight. So we had fish. I got some cod you'll have seen in my shopping unbagging the other day, and I know that it looks offa beige, but let me tell you, the flavour of this was lovely with the creamy mashed potato, and I made a lemon and dill sort of creamy white sauce for the top, just for a change from the parsley sauce. So that was the creamy mashed potato, again with the steamed cauliflower. I got a couple of these, so I had to use them up, and that's that beautiful poached cod on the top, and a lemon and dill savoury white sauce for over the top, like I said, just for a change from the parsley sauce that I would normally make. And it just went so well with the fish, but I think dill goes really well with fish, and the lemon in it just freshened everything up, and it made it lovely and light, and we thoroughly enjoyed this one as well, just for a wee change on a Sunday. Fish is normally eaten on a Friday, we had it on the Sunday. Who cares? It was lovely. So thank you so much for watching if you're still here at this point, and a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, and to the channel members here on YouTube as well, for you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments, and for all your support throughout the year. It really does mean ever so much, and the wee channel wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for you watching. So I really do appreciate everything that you do, and for those that share the videos as well. And I will catch up with you during the week for another wee recipe, food shopping, unbagging, or back this time next week for another family meals of the week. But whenever you choose to join me again, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you off as soon back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.